All right, let's begin our practice on this day, this beautiful day. So finding your seat and sitting in our chairs. When we sit in chairs anywhere we sit, if we have big cushy stuff or couches, sometimes it's a little harder. But if you sit a little bit away, unless you're, looking to really settle in and watch a movie or something like that, but when you sit a little bit away from the back of your chair, what that does is it engages the muscles of your back and your spine a little bit so that it keeps the spine engaged and not curved. Yeah, it keeps it nice and straight, even though I know the spine is a little bit of an S shape, but it keeps that tall spine. Yeah. So feet planted on the floor. Good. And I don't even want to shake today. There's been just too much shaking going on. So feel free to shake if you'd like. But we're going to begin with just arriving in our space. So bringing the palms up on our lap. And let's take a couple cleansing breaths with our eyes open. Going to take a breath in through the nose and let it out. With a big sigh. And another breath in and let it go. And we're going to bring our hands into a chin, it's called chin mudra. So there's all different kinds of mudras that we do with our fingers, our hands. And basically there's all these lots of energy points in our fingertips. And when we do certain movements or mudras, poses with our hands, our fingers, it sends a signal to different things in our body, right? And so palms up on our lap, we're just going to lightly touch the tip of our pointer finger and thumb. It's called chin mudra. And the other three fingers, as they're just resting on your lap, are just relaxed open. They're not straight. We're not straining to have them straight. They're probably a little curved and just gently touching. So it's sort of like that sign, okay, hey, it's a-okay, that. And what this mudra does is it helps us to calm the mind, right? And focus. It helps our focus. Yeah. So again, having that nice tall spine, heart gently lifted. Let's close our eyes to begin our practice. Good. So eyes closed. And now we're just going to be taking some long ujjayi breaths. So again, it's like the feeling of fogging up a mirror in your throat. So we're going to experiment with that. So we're going to take a breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, imagine a mirror in front of you on a really cold winter day, and you're going to try to bring your breath onto the mirror to fog it up. Notice that feeling. And again, breathe in through the nose and then fog up your mirror. Now we're going to do that same thing, but with our lips closed. So take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, fog up the mirror, but not with the mouth open. So you feel that breath riding up the back of your throat. And then keeping the lips closed, try to have that same sensation as you breathe in through the nose. Riding the breath back down the back of your throat. And breathe out, fogging up your mirror with lips closed. This is called ujjayi breath. So continue at your own pace, just experimenting with that sound, and you hear the breath. And if this is frustrating you, just come into just long, slow breaths. And now, as you take a breath in next time, you're going to stop or pause the breath and just notice the pause. And then when you feel ready, slowly let the breath out with ujjayi. And try to breathe out as long as you can. And then little tiny pause there, notice, and then breathe in. Pause the breath at the top and breathe out. As long as you can, pause the breath at the bottom. Now continue at your own pace for about 5 more breaths, just like this. Yeah, nice and relaxed. So there's no strain. If you're feeling strain, just relax the breath and breathe in and pause and breathe out and pause. And again, just noticing those little pauses at the end of the inhale, top of the inhale and the end of the exhale. They're not long, but they're there. And we can even add a little smile on our face as we take this nice grounding breath. And just the next time, there's no hurry. So next time that you exhale, go ahead and release the Ujjayi breath. Just come to your natural breath, softly in and out of the nose, and you can release the mudra. Just let your thumb and fingers fan open. And good. And now we'll just begin our practice before we open our eyes. We'll connect with our breath and connect with the energy around us with the primordial sound of Om. Yeah, Om is the sound that they've studied in space, all the different sounds that they hear in space, that they record in space. And Om seems to incorporate all the different sounds that are in the celestial skies. Yeah. And because we're energy bodies, that's basically mostly what we are. Our mass body, is basically, if we just, took out the water and the air in our body, our cells and bones and things like that would just be this small little box of matter. So mostly we're these big energy bodies. Yes. So let's connect to that. So let's take a breath in and let it go. And take another big breath in. As you exhale, exhale the sound of Om. Om. Relax the breath. Notice the just like vibrations of that sound. Yeah, it's almost like we're plugging ourselves in. That sound plugs ourselves in to all the beautiful energy and blessings and beauty that surrounds us each and every day. Yeah. And then when you're feeling ready and complete, bring your palms together, rub your palms together. Your hands are like a little flame, creating some heat, energy. Eyes still closed. You open them. Yeah. And then pause. Notice the tingling in your hand. And then just gently cup your hands over your face. You can lay them onto your face if you don't have glasses on, or cup them if you have glasses with the lenses. Yeah. And then with your hands on your face, gently and slowly just flutter the eyes open into your hands, letting a little light in now, and then releasing your hands back down onto your lap. That also is a very grounding practice, right? When you get up in the morning, if it's now it's lighter, right? If it's lighter, this, rub your hands, put your hands on your face, open your eyes into your hands. Or if you have a meditation practice, after your meditation, same way, just rub your hands, that energy of your hands, bring it on your face. And sometimes just that feels good, right? And then open your eyes. Good. All right. So we're going to begin to move the body nice and open up our vagus nerve. So again, the vagus nerve, biggest nerve in our body. It starts at the brain stem, fans down our neck and into all of our internal organs. And without the vagus nerve, big, huge nerve in the body, none of our bodily functions would work. Yeah, you know, our breathing, our lungs, right, in and out, our heartbeat, our liver cleanse, our digestion, all that stuff that we don't even think about, right, during the course of our day. But without it, we're not going to be alive, right? So it's this vagus nerve that when that's ignited, when that's moving, when that's flowing, you feel better. Yeah. So find your nice tall posture here. Shoulders relax back and down. Take a breath in. As you exhale, drop your head over to the right. Good. And then taking your right hand and very gently landing it onto your head. Just feel that grounding, that support. We're not pressing our head down. The hand's just gently there. Good. And then you're going to take your eyes, looking straight ahead, and then roll them up to the upper left corner of the room, as far as you can. Good. And breathe here. So this is giving some space in that whole neck area, as that where that vagus nerve starts to go down into the body. And breathe. At some point you might feel like you need to yawn or just sigh. Yeah, just the word. Baby, want to yawn. Yeah, and that means it's working. And if you're here for long enough, you probably would feel that, and if you don't, that's okay too. It's still working. Yeah. All right, and then relax your eyes, your gaze back forward. Take your right hand, slide it to the side of your head, and on inhale breath, lift the head back up and release the hand down. Good. Other side, take a breath in, nice tall spine. Exhale, just gently drop your head over to the other side. Notice if there's a difference on this side. If it feels a little stiffer on the right, or maybe a little more open, maybe the same. Bringing that left hand now onto the head, nice and easy, so soft. Yeah. And then take your eyes and roll them up to the upper, now right corner of the room. And find your breath, just nice, long, slow breath. Again, a little smile, maybe ujjayi breath here. You have that easily available. And then on an exhale breath, relax your eyes back forward. Take your left hand to the outside of your the left side of your head, and on an inhale breath, help to lift that head back up. Release, relax the arms down and just roll out your shoulders. Nice. Good. And roll them the opposite direction. That should feel good. Yeah. And then we're going to take our arms and we're going to bend our elbows and bring the pads of your fingers behind your head. And we're going to bring our thumbs on our jaw. So this is also, it's the eye movement that really helps to energize that vagus nerve, right? So just with head steady, we're just going to do some slow circles with just your eyeballs. Nice and slow and clockwise direction. And then pause and then do a couple counterclockwise. It can be challenging a little bit sometimes. And then bring your gaze back forward and blink your eyes. Yeah, for about 30 seconds. Yeah, blink your eyes. You can kind of squint and blink. Also helps to give you a little eye lift. Yeah. And relax and release the arms down. Good. And again, roll out your shoulders. Good. And now we're going to take the right arm, bring it up and across your chest. Take your left hand onto the upper part of your right and hug the upper part of your right arm into your chest. Squeeze out that lymphatic system. Release all those. We're going to do also an eagle pose for our lymph nodes. So there's lots of lymph nodes underneath our arm, and we're going to squeeze out the excess fluid that sometimes tends to get stagnant there. And then that ignites our immune system. Yeah. And then relax that arm. And let's just gently sweep the other arm across our chest, hug it in, Squeeze that upper arm, feel that squeezing in that armpit area. Yeah, breathe. So whenever we have a theme for class, there's a general theme, but I always try to work every part of the body in all of our classes. Yeah. And then relax, release that out. Just let that blood flow back. Do a few circles. Let the good, fresh, oxygenated blood dump into those arms, armpits. Yeah. And relax. Good. I'm going to bring a little bit of attention to our lower leg. So scoot a little bit more forward in your chair. So we're going to stretch our calf muscle here. That's a muscle that doesn't get a lot of stretching, but it gets a lot of work. Yeah. And our calf muscles are responsible for pumping blood and oxygen up our body. Yeah. So we're going to take the heel, that right foot, and slide it back, slowly slide it back. Don't lift the heel up though. Keep the heel grounded on the floor and bring it as far back as you can. Yeah. If the heel starts to lift up a little bit, gone too far, slide it a little forward so that you can gently press into your right heel. It's not very far, maybe like 5 inches, 6 inches. Yeah. And now lift the heart, nice tall spine. On an inhale breath, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press into your right heel as you reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Good. And then if you have some availability here on an inhale breath, reach that arm up and lean back just slightly. So stretching that right arm long, leaning back, maybe looking to where the ceiling meets the wall, gently pressing into that right heel. Make sure it's grounded. Yeah, breathe, opening up, stretching. And then inhale, slowly come back up with the arm, head back forward, and exhale, just slowly let that arm drop. Nice and slow. You don't want to just drop it down. You'll seize up, that shoulder joint can seize up if it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? Yeah, we just got some nice lengthening there. Now slide your heel, that right heel foot back next to the left. And now we're going to slide that right heel forward, extending our leg. We're going to get hamstring. So if any of you have chronic, pretty chronic low back pain like I do, typically it means that your hamstrings are really tight. So it's tight all the way up your hamstrings into your back, right? So we're going to gently stretch that hamstring. And this might even be enough, just extending your leg. Yeah. If you want to take it a little further, take a breath in, get a nice tall spine, lift your heart, look up slightly. And on an exhale breath, hinge at your hips, like you're leading with your belly, your low belly, bringing that forward. And then just come as far as you have space for. You start to feel that nice stretch in your hamstring. A really nice stretch after you go for a walk. Yeah. And the next exhale breath, you can relax the head down and find a few breaths here. Tucking the belly in a little bit will give you a little more space to come forward, but you're just finding your stretch on that hamstring. Good. All these little stretches and openings help us to stay healthy. On an inhale breath, press down into your standing left foot to come back up with a straight spine, and then take that right hand and help to rebend that left. Let's go to the left side. So slide that left foot back, staying on the heel. That left heel is grounded. Yeah, good. And again, the minute the left heel starts to pop up a little bit, adjust, come a little bit more forward so you can feel the whole heel on the floor. Yeah. All right. And then on an inhale breath, reach the left arm up. Good. A nice big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can stretch your left fingertips up a little higher, pressing down into the left heel of your foot. Good. And then if you have some space on an inhale breath, reach up and lean back just slightly. Tuck your belly in, lean back, look to where the ceiling meets the wall. So we're stretching long, pressing down into that left heel, grounding it. And breathe. There should be no discomfort, just a nice challenge. Just a nice stretch, but no pain ever. On an inhale breath, slowly come back up. And exhale, release that arm down. Just let it float down slowly. Good. And then slide that left foot next to the right. Good. And then slide and extend the left leg. So the toe is up. Knee is not dropped. There's a little bend in the knee, so we don't hyperextend the back of our knee. On an inhale breath, lift the chest, look up slightly. As you exhale, slide your belly forward, glide it forward. Yeah. And then once you've reached your range of motion, that stretch, relax your head. Good. And then tuck your belly back slightly, find some breath. Each time you exhale, see if you can just come a little bit further down with the upper body, closer to the floor. Yeah. Ujjayi breath is good in challenges. So if this is a little challenging, tap into that Ujjayi breath. It really oxygenates the body. That deep Ujjayi breath. Good. On an inhale breath, press down into that right foot. Bring the body back up. Slide that leg, the feet back to parallel. Yeah, hip distance apart. Good, good, good. Yeah, that Ujjayi breath, it filters the air in our nose, and then it expands all the membranes in our nasal cavities, creates nitric oxide that expands all of our blood vessels in our body, and it warms the air before it hits the lungs. It's so healthy to just breathe in and out of your nose. Number one, and then if you have that Ujjayi breath, it slows the breath down. It sends a signal to the brain to click on the parasympathetic nervous system. I'm telling you, do that. If we Ujjayi breath our way through every day, we would be very healthy and happy. Yeah, let's try it this weekend. Okay, feet planted on the floor again. Nice tall spine, space behind us. Take a breath in, lift the heart, look up. As you exhale, slide your hands to the front of your knees, drop your head, and just stretch your spine towards the back of the chair. Nice and easy. Reach your shoulders forward. Good. Press into your feet, slowly come back up, all the way up to the top of your thighs. Feel free to drop your palms behind you and stretch your arms back. Lift the heart, look up. And exhale, round it out. So bring the hands back to the front of your knees. Relax your body forward. Tuck your belly back. And one more press into your feet. Either slide your hands up to the top of your thighs and reach your elbows back, or bring your hands to the back of your chair, pressing into your palms, lifting your heart. Feel that whole opening in your chest, the front of your spine. And exhale. And also your thymus gland, which is immune. And then curl forward in your cat. Tuck your tummy in. And then press into your feet and come straight back up. Nice. Take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward and bring your forearms onto your thighs. Yeah, good. So coming into a sphinx, you see those sphinxes at the New York Library, right? These lions that are just laying down. That's what we are. We're going to look down between our hands here. Good. And I want you to glide your arms back they're on your thighs. Glide your arms back as you reach the crown of your head forward and breathe. Yeah. So we're stretching again the spine long from our tailbone all the way up our spine through the top of the head. Good. That should feel nice. Again, also squeezing the armpits, that's the lymphatic system. Good. And then exhale, relax everything. Slide one hand back onto your thigh, the other hand back onto your thigh. Press down into your hand, slowly bring your body back up. Good. Okay. So we're going to find our legs wide on our chair. wherever that's comfortable. You're still sitting forward in your chair, but your hip bones are feeling grounded, right? Yeah, feeling grounded. So as we age, when we get older, we just naturally go into this time of our life called Vata in Ayurveda. It's the science of yoga. And so Vata is, we dry, we start to dry out, we start to become more brittle, and we start to really get into our head, right? Vata is all about thoughts, monkey mind, head, right? So any grounding poses that we can do will help to calm us down. Yeah. So just bringing your attention to your feet and just gently pressing your feet into the earth. Yes, connecting. Take a nice big breath in. On an exhale breath, we're going to hinge forward. So keep your head above your shoulders. Don't drop your head. Hinge forward. And again, we're going to bring elbows onto our thighs, coming into a little modified forward fold here, seated forward fold. So feel free to look down at the floor. Maybe try to open your legs a little wider with your forearms or your elbows. Yeah. And then feel free to just let the crown of your head relax down, dropping forward. It's very calming pose as forward folds are. And close your eyes and breathe. Maybe that ujjayi breath. Let's take about 3 breaths here. Each time you exhale, just relax into the pose. 2 more. Good. And on your next inhale breath, bring one hand onto your thigh, the other hand onto your thigh. Good. And then on the next inhale breath, slowly bring the body back up. Nice and slow. Yeah. Getting some nice blood flow and oxygen to our brain. Relax the shoulders back and down, and heel toe, your feet back to hip distance apart. Okay, one more seated pose here for our lymphatic system again, and also grounding. That's why little kids and little babies, they like to be hugged. We like to be hugged because it's grounding us, right? So that we don't go flying off. It's grounding. So eagle pose. We're going to start with the right leg. If it's available to you, cross it over the left leg. If this is an uncomfortable position for your legs, cross at your ankles. Yeah, good. So right over left, either way. Relax the arms down. Float the arms out. Take a breath in. As you exhale, relax your shoulders. And you can round your arms like you're going to give somebody a big hug. Bring your arms forward. Good. And now bring your right arm up and your left arm under and cross as high up on your arms as you can. And bring your fingers to your shoulders. Yeah. And now crawl your fingers a little bit further back on your shoulder blades if you can. This is really great you can feel the underarms. And then lift the elbows up slightly. So you can either stay right here. If it's available to you, just float the tops of your hands together. Now, if you're crossed just on the upper part of your arm, stay hugging. If you're crossed above your elbows, you can do the full eagle arms. Yeah. You can even bring your left fingers into your right palm. Good. And now find your posture. And we're just going to be here. We're going to be breathing. Maybe draw the arms a little bit further away from your face if your arms are up like this. Yes. And then as you inhale, lift the arms up a little bit. As you exhale, relax them back down. And inhale, lift them up. Exhale down. Again, ujjayi breath if you have it in your practice. One more inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, back down. Now relax your upper arms onto your chest. Uncross your arms very slowly. And again, just allow all those fresh oxygenated blood to dump back into your body. Roll your shoulders, your arms, move your arms just a little bit. Good. And then uncross your legs. Good. Nice. And let's go to the other side. So either crossing across. So we're basically, you know, taking, it's like a dish rag, and we're just squeezing out all that excess fluid that just sort of tends to hang out in places where you want fresh water, you know, not stagnant water, like a stagnant pond, you know, you want it to be moving. That's what we're doing with this pose. Yeah, so either legs or ankle we're crossed at. Relax your arms down. Inhale, float your arms out to either side. Take a breath in and exhale, relax your shoulders first. If we try to bring our arms forward with our shoulders hunched up, it's an effort, right? So relax the shoulders. You can even bend the elbows, bring the arms forward. Just imagine you're hugging the world. Yeah. And then lift the left arm up and cross up as high as you can. And bring your fingers to your shoulders. Scooch them back as far back as you can. Good. Lift your elbows up. If they're laying on your chest, just lift them up. And again, if you're crossed above your elbows, then you can bring the tops of your hands together. And maybe even the right hand into the left palm. Yeah, good. And then draw your arms away from you. Good. And now we'll take 3 breaths. So take a breath in, lift the arms up, exhale, relax them down. So just massaging. Inhale, lift them up again. Maybe a little higher. Exhale down. This is really good for upper back, middle back stretch. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. And then take a breath in. And as you exhale, untie your hands slowly. Just let them drop down. And then uncross. Good. And roll out the shoulders. Nice and easy. Good. And shake. Nice and easy. Good. And then release your legs off your body. And just give yourself a nice little massage on your thighs. Bring your hands up alongside your rib cage. You might feel, I always feel just like this tingling, right? When I do this. Will you do too? Yeah. And relax the shoulders. Good. All right, let's make our way to stand. If you prefer, if not, you can stay in your chair. Slide your feet, heels back, sort of like we just did to stretch them. Leaning forward. Good. Keeping the head above the shoulders. On an inhale breath, press down into your heels and arrive at a stand. Here we are. Okay. And bringing yourself to the back of your chair. You can just slide it forward for now. May need it. Doing a little bit of balancing, or I'm going to just slide it out so you can see me. All right. So just move the body nice and easy, swaying the body and noticing where you might feel tight, where you're feeling some tightness possibly today. Yeah. Just shake out, move. Just allow the body to arrive up top here. Yeah. Good. And now coming into mountain pose. So feet about hip distance apart. Again, the way to experiment with that is taking your heel into the inside of one foot and then come up onto the ball and come out, the heel out again. And that's about your hip distance apart. Make sure your toes are even. Good. And then palms open, shoulders back and down. Good. Kneecaps lift, tailbone tucks down. Good. Head is just tucked back very slightly, not over exaggerating. So feel that grounding, right? Your joints are stacked, one on top of the other. This 8 to 10 pound head is right above the shoulders, shoulders above hips, hips above the ankles. Yeah, good. You could stand here all day long and not get fatigued. When we get fatigued is when we start to shift the weight to one side or stand with our head forward, and that starts to fatigue the body. This is a nice, grounding, beautiful monkey mind pose. Yeah, let's take a big breath in. Pause the breath. Exhale it out. Ujjayi, pause the breath. Good, good, good. Okay, let's take a little walk on our feet. You might need your chair here, so let's just start to walk on the balls of our feet a little bit. Again, you can hold on to your chair. Yeah. And then onto the heels of your feet. Feel the heels of your feet. Good. And then the outsides of your feet. Just massaging the whole bottom of your foot. And then the insides of your feet. Yeah. Good. And then coming to a stand. Good. And shaking your hands. Shake, 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 shake. Good. Roll the shoulders. Good. Now we're going to come to a little side bend here. So a little, again, dance, right? This beautiful flow. Yeah, that'll help to ground us. So find your mountain pose. Feel good, nice and sturdy. Take a breath in, reach the right arm out and up. And as you exhale, reach up and lean over. So you're more interested in stretching than you are going as far over as you can. Good. And then tuck the tummy in. Inhale, come up. As you exhale, soften your knees. Turn your body towards the right and drop your arm back on. Just let it flow down. Good. And then as you straighten your knees, bring that arm up and bring the body back forward. And as you exhale, soften your knees again. Draw your arm across your body, fingers towards the floor. And then inhale, straighten the knees, reach the arm up. And again, one more time, turn and reach back. Good. And inhale, straighten the knees as you bring the arm up and forward. And on an exhale breath, reach up and lean over. You can press your left hand into your thigh to reach over to the right. Yeah. And then inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, now relax the shoulders as that right arm just floats down. Good. And roll it out. It's so funny when we do these nice long stretches. If you are looking at yourself on your screen, you can see, I see now that this side of my body is longer than this side. Yeah, so this works. This stuff works. Yeah. All right, other side. So left hand, palm out. Inhale, reach the arm out and up. You're pressing into your feet to reach up. And then exhale, reach up and lean over. Tummy's tucked in. Inhale, come up. Exhale, soften the knees. Start to slowly rotate back. Drop that left arm back and down towards the floor. And then inhale, straighten the knees as the arm comes up. And exhale, soften the knees and cross your arm in front of you, reaching the fingers on an angle. Yeah. And inhale, slowly come up. And exhale one more time, soften the knees, reach back and down. Nice and stretchy and slow. Inhale, slowly come back up again. Forward. And exhale, reach up and lean over. Again, soft knees. Yeah, belly's tucked in. You can press against that right leg. And then inhale, come up. And exhale, release that arm down. Relax the shoulder. Good. Roll out the shoulders. Let's bring our hands, our arms just float into a T. Bend the elbows. Again, goalposts if you're a Bronco fan. They're doing good. Bringing your fingers onto your shoulders. Relax your elbows down. And then just make a couple circles here. Oh, just bathing the shoulder joints with that synovial fluid in the joint area. Big breath. If we just stood in Tadasana for 20 minutes, just breathing Ujjayi breath, that would be such a grounding practice. It's about the breath, yeah. And then reverse. Just make it nice and slow and stretchy. Big breath. Feels good. Also nice to keep our joints moving here as it's getting chilly and dry. Yeah, and relax. And oh, did I mention, drink a lot of water. That helps us to be less creaky in our joints if we have water in our body. Yeah, good. All right, bringing the legs out a little wider, softening your knees. Inhale to one side, exhale to the other. Big breath in, bigger breath out. We can go slow, nice and easy, since we're just grounding today. One more. And slow it down. Good. And step, step, step your feet back to hip distance apart. And roll out the shoulders. I'm going to come into downward facing dog. So you might need the use of planting your hands onto the back of your chair. Good. Always making sure your chair won't slide, that it's not certainly not on wheels. Yeah, and we're not pressing too hard down in our chair. So wherever that's comfortable for you, yeah. We don't want to press too far down because as we go back, we don't want the chair to slide out from under us. So bringing your palms on your chair and just start to walk back one step at a time. And take it as far back as you can. The body starts to hinge forward automatically. Yeah. So get to where you think you might be comfortable here. Bend your knees. And then stretch your hips to the back of the room. Relax your head between your arms. Fingers are reaching forward gently. Your hips are reaching back. Good. And breathe. Good. Breathe. Each time you exhale, just feel the body melt into this stretch. It's a whole back body stretch. And again, a forward bend is calming. Now, if you want a little more work on your hamstrings, on an inhale breath, straighten your knees. And then reach your hips back. And you might feel a little deeper stretch along your hamstrings and your glutes and your back, your intercostal muscles. And enjoy. So just find that fine line between a nice challenge, but not pain. Just lingering here for one more breath. And then on your next exhale breath, soften your knees if you straighten them. Good. Look forward slightly and just slowly make your way back one step at a time towards your chair. Good. And then once it's there, stand up nice and tall. Find your mountain pose. Kneecaps lift, shoulders back and down. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right. We're going to do a little balancing pose. So balancing poses really help us to get out of the monkey mind. Right? Because when our body doesn't have anything to do, then our mind takes over the world. You know, if we're stagnant, a lot of times that's what happens when we're, you know, we're not bodily busy. Then the mind is like there and there and there and there, right? So there's just a fine balance to everything. All right. So standing in your Tadasana here, you always have your chair here to hold on to. Let's do our little tree pose. And we're going to blow our branches like yesterday with all the wind that was happening, if we want to. Yeah, good. All right, so nice, engaging your kneecaps, having that nice, tall, grounded legs. Yeah, slide your weight into the inside leg here and just bend your knee. Come to the ball of your foot here. So about 90% of your weight now is in this standing leg. Yeah, and this is a great balancing pose. You can stay right here if this is where you feel most comfortable. If you want to take your knee out to the side and bring the bottom of your foot together, your toe on the floor. Yeah, Good. So you're reaching that side, the outer side back. Yeah. Take your tummy, tuck it in and up. You can take this to another level by bringing the flat foot onto the shin, not the knee, or even up into your groin area if you have that in your practice. So find the position for your legs that give you a little challenge. You want a little bit of a wobble. That means you're challenging yourself, right? But it needs to feel not uncomfortable. Yes. And then once you have your decision on your legs, yeah, then you can see if you can slowly float your hands into prayer position. And if that's not working for you, then just have your finger on your chair or your fingers. Yeah, good. Or adjust your legs so that you can balance. And again, that little bit of wobble is good. Tuck your tummy in and up. Find a spot to stare at in front of you that's not moving. Yeah. And on an inhale breath, if you want to reach your tree branches up towards the sky, stretching long, sometimes that helps the balance. Yeah. Or maybe just one arm up and you have the other hand on the chair, just your front of the chair for stability. Good. So wobbling, that's good. You got to just keep telling yourself, I've got this. I've got it. I've got it. And now if you want a little bit of challenge, you can blow your branches side to side. Yeah, shaking off any last little bits of leaves. Good. And just play with it. If you topple out a little bit, just find yourself coming back in or just trying. Good. And now come back to stillness. Slowly bring your hands to prayer position. Slowly float your hands to your heart. And then release your hands down. And now release your leg. Bring the knee forward and release. And relax. Good. All right. So yeah, whenever we're balancing and just standing and brushing your teeth, you can do just lift one leg and engage the standing leg, brush your teeth like that. That's practicing your balance, right? If your mind is all over in a million directions, just stand up and do tree pose. Your mind can't think of anything else but trying to figure out what's going on in the body. Yeah. So let's do this side. Nice, engaged standing leg, kneecap lifts. Yeah, bend knee on this side. Try to do whatever you did on the other side on this side, unless you have a injury or it's something that's uncomfortable, then just adjust. Yeah, find your legs. Good. And now bring your hands slowly into prayer position. Tuck your tummy in and up. That posture is going to help your stability. Look at a spot to stare at in front of you on the wall, whatever. Yeah, just so it's not moving. Drishti. And if you want to reach your branches up towards the sky, stretch up tall. Again, belly in and up, stretch long. And breathe. And if you want more, if you're feeling pretty stable and you want to just move the arms in different directions, like a breeze going through your branches, that's just up to you if you want. Good, good, good. Now coming back to stillness, bringing your palms together above your head. Float your arms down through the center of your body. Release your hands and gently release your leg. Yeah, and shake it out. So when practicing that pose, I remember when I started doing tree pose, I just could not get it. And the thing is that that's where the work is, right? That's where the good stuff is when you come back, take a breath, go back in, try something a little bit different. Maybe it's here. Try to find your balance. Talk to yourself in your mind. I've got this. I'm steady. I'm strong. I'm grounded. Yeah. And over time, you just get better and better at it. And sometimes there's some days, depending on if you haven't slept, if you're dehydrated, if you're not feeling well, you feel like you're just starting off new. And that's okay. That's the beauty of it's called a practice, right? Let's make our way back to our chairs. Nice grounding up there, everybody. So standing in front of your chair, you're in your nice mountain pose. Take a breath in. As you exhale, start to send your hips back. Pause, practice the little pause. As you exhale, find the front of your chair. Let your palms just guide you, your hips slowly down onto your chair. And find yourself sitting. Yeah, good. Feet planted on the floor again. Good. We're gonna just do a nice little, have a nice little twist before we go into Shavasana. So take a breath in. As you exhale, let's bring your right hand onto your left thigh and your left hand behind your hip or just alongside your chair. Take another breath in, stretch up tall. As you exhale, slowly relax and turn at your waist, not your chest. Feel the turn at your waist. Press into your right foot to rotate over to the left. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Good. Couple breaths here. Exhale, relax, bring your head back forward, body back forward. Breath in. Exhale, take your left hand now onto the right thigh. Bring your right hand behind your hip. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist at your waist. Press into your left foot to twist at your hips and waist. Over to the right. And breathe. Down, 2, and 1. And as you exhale, relax, slowly turn your body back forward. Good. And just move and shake the body, shake off any last bits of tension. As a matter of fact, let's just sit here. Let's scoot back into our chairs. Let's get ready for Shavasana. You can feel free to lay down as well if you desire to do that, and that's in your practice. Good. So palms up on our lap, and we're going to just begin by taking a breath in. And as you exhale, squeeze everything. Close your eyes, squeeze your face, your fist, your belly, your legs, your toes. Squeeze, get as much tension in your body as you possibly can. Squeeze, 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 give it 100%. And exhale, relax. Yeah. Feel free to close your eyes. We're going to come back into that chin mudra. And calming the mind, focusing the mind. Yeah. Relax the 3 fingers. Good. 3 ujjayi breaths here. So you're going to take a breath in with ujjayi, have that be your music. And then pause the breath at the top. And then exhale as long as you can. And then pause your breath at the very bottom. Notice the pauses. 2 more at your own pace. Slow as you can. And on your next exhale breath, relax your breath. Good. Take a breath in. And as you let go, relax your shoulders. And your arms. Your fingers. Feel your heart soft. Your hips heavy. feet, toes, whole body relaxed. Let go of all of your efforts. Bring your awareness to any thoughts and just allow them to come and go, paying little attention to them. Just as if they were birds flying above your head. Just let them fly away. Notice the sound of your soft breath going into your nostrils and exiting your nostrils. Gentle little smile on your face. And notice how you feel. And feel free to remain here for as long as you'd like. And should you choose to slowly come back now into this space, time, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Begin to wiggle toes and fingers, gently moving the body, sweetly waking it up. And coming back to stillness, loading your hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Rest your hands onto your heart. And take a nice big breath in. As you exhale, gently drop your forehead to your fingertips, relax your shoulders. And we'll close practice today with this: that the birds of worry fly above your head, this you cannot change. But that they build a nest in your hair, this you can prevent. An ancient Chinese proverb. You decide to do with the birds of worry what you wish. Yeah. When you're feeling ready and complete, start to rub your palms together. Bring your hands over your eyes, lift your head forward or up. And gently open your eyes into your hands. And release your hands back onto your heart. And I thank you all for coming and taking care of yourself on this beautiful day. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste.